Warning, do not watch this video if you hate boats and boating, if you don't like rural places, and if you absolutely detest the idea of spending peaceful times in a beautiful setting. So, as you can see, this was an absolutely beautiful summer's morning to go boating. And as we pull up to the bottom lock here, out by St Martin's in Shropshire, there's something that I don't know if I could really properly put it into words, but I've always loved the idea that we're out here on these boats doing these random little activities like working the locks. And again, just being on my own out here, nobody else around, just going about my business really and doing it. I mean, look at that underneath that sky in that setting. Absolutely fantastic. And even, like you say, doing the more active elements such as working the locks, there's just such a peaceful calm about it. And I think the fact that there's nobody else around at this moment, like nobody waiting to go through, so you're just so utterly calm doing this stuff. And I mean, you'll see here, I've only raised one of the paddles slightly there. Because I'm working this lock single-handed, the last thing I want is the boat to be getting washed around and pushed around by any rapid intake of water. But that's part of what I'm trying to say about what's so good about these moments and this environment, that it wasn't until maybe half an hour into the trip that I actually met another boater. And of course, because they'd come down through this second lock, they'd seen me come in, so they'd left the gates open and made it as simple and quick a process for me to pass through here as it could have been. And as I say, doing this without any pressure, without any concern that you're holding people up. And, well, I mean, look at this. You can see how the sun is still rising because of how sideways the shadows are coming into the lock there. And, well, again, what a way to start a day. So anyway, I got a little bit distracted watching my own footage here. As you can imagine, being out and about in these environments has got its certain benefits when it comes to the general sense of calm and peace, and almost its own sort of inbuilt relaxation factor. But what you're about to see in the rest of this video is not only some rooftop boat cooking, but also this. I mean, it almost sounds ludicrous when I think about it, but you're literally going to watch me go to the shops, not actually go into the shop and go blow by blow, aisle by aisle, but you'll see my trip to St Martin's here. It's got to be one of the greatest little commutes and the greatest little supply runs that exist, because I'm leaving the boat that is moored up there, and this is the footpath into the countryside to literally just cut across a couple of fields. Always aim towards the church when you're heading up to St Martin's this way, and you'll find that once you've ducked and dived past a few cows and found your way to the tarmac, you're not only just next to a beautiful church out in a rural village, but you're only a few minutes away from a nice big shop to stock up on whatever it might be that you happen to need. And then obviously you just do the walk in reverse to get back to the boat, and life's all good. So when we do get back to the boat in just a moment, I'm then going to hop on my bicycle and pedal into Oswestry to see my family. I'm not sure if I was going to collect something for the boat that had been delivered or not at this point. Doesn't really matter. The important thing is, once again, this is a commute. This is what, well, later in this week, I would be doing this bike ride to go to work. Now, obviously, you can't guarantee these beautiful conditions, even in the summer. And that's something that in recent videos where I've been trying to talk about the realities of boat life, I've absorbed an awful lot of criticism from people who think I've been trying to be negative. Whereas, as I say, I'm trying to show people the reality that as beautiful as these moments and these days are, there's also another entire section of the year where you might not see the sun for weeks on end, and as I say, it's not quite so beautiful. So I'll leave a link to those videos in the description, but for this video, let's just enjoy the moment here. And this was before I'd got the cooker properly, I don't know what's the term, not plumbed in, but connected up to the gas. And what a place that is to literally sit on the roof with my little gas stove. And I mean, I'm quite happy with the results of that cooking session. I know it's only basically boiling a bit of water and putting some pasta in, but my goodness me, that is a pleasant end to the day. I've got to say that looking at this lovely summery footage now, well, in the middle of winter and coming out of the other side of a couple of very wet weeks with some rather unpleasant underfoot conditions, this is almost like a rallying cry of a video where it's saying, chin up, knuckle down, the better weather will be here soon, and with it, well, an entirely different world almost returns to the canal. You can see the ducks there, my friendly local neighbours at that point. And again, I imagine they probably haven't been too worried about the recent weather. Saw a huge amount of moorhens together when I was walking down the towpath the other day. Something I don't often see them gathered round in big collections. So I don't know if they must have been a little family that had grown up a little bit. Anyway, getting distracted with the life and times of the moorhen population. And as I've said before with these things, you can see now the sun is going down on the far side of where we had the shadows coming from when I came up through that lock. And what an absolutely wonderful end to the day. Started out nice and early with the sunrise and the orange sun hitting all of the various rural features. And then here we are on a nice rural walk, coming down to, well, again, put a nice bookend on the day, I suppose, and see that life is all good. We're going to be getting back up to the boat, editing this very footage that you're watching now, and then, of course, putting my head down to sleep, hoping to do something similar the following day. I think just to add to the cuteness level, I mean, how fantastic is that? And to truly bookend this video after seeing this lock in the sunset then, this is what I was saying, that you can see the sun was from the exact opposite side practically, bringing the lock finally into the shade of the evening, as opposed to the sunrise that we've got here. Anyway, let's draw things to a close here. I'd like to thank everybody who's been tuning in recently. There's been a lot of new subscribers over the Christmas period, so thank you all, and I hope you've been enjoying my little looks at boat life. Thank you to everybody who's been involved in the recent debate over my videos about the realities of boat life. It's important that we don't have to always agree, but I've enjoyed some of the feedback, so thank you so much. Please do check out my other videos, check out my short Kindle books about boat life, and really have a fantastic day. Keep it boat worthy, keep it interesting, and of course, my friends, farewell.